What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
I know what's going on, Big Shot Bob. Robert Horry live from H-Town is what's going on. It's the shoot-around. It's our bonus show. Our little Friday extra show for us. If you ever have a question for Rob or for Harper or myself or the universe in general, just find us at Big Shot Bob Pod. Pretty much all over the place. And we're at BigShotBobPod@gmail.com. Homework assignment number 2 from Robert Horry this week was one day we need to have this conversation about could certain athletes excel at other sports? And it came up this weekend. And I'm going to give you an example of where this popped up. Iowa track and field star Kalen Walker showed up at the Iowa football game this weekend and went down on the field, I think it was at halftime, and broke out a 4.12 40-yard dash. That dude was flying down the sideline. It was one of the fastest they've clocked in the stadium, and then everybody started up with the get that kid some pads and put him on a football field. And I don't think that track translates to football very well. Just because you're fast doesn't mean you're tough or that you can take a hit or that you can get around a 300-pound offensive lineman trying to take your head off, bro.
Hey, he could be like the guy from The Replacements, fast as hell, but got no hands.
No hands.
Hey, that's one of the things that they failed to remember, that you got to have hands. You think about Tyreek, wouldn't be Tyreek if he couldn't catch a fucking football. And so, you just can't say, yo, you fast. Come on, try out for this football team. And one time you run across the middle and you get mollywhopped and it's a wrap.
Good night.
You think about how many players they say, "Oh, I used to play football until I got hit one time and realized this ain't for me."
Yeah, speed will get you halfway.
That's true.
Yeah.
There are very few guys who ran track, and I won't say few, but there's just only a handful of them that have run track, are now playing football. You can say, hey, it's worked out for them or it's working out for them.
There's been a few.
Yeah, it's been a few, but you can't. Some of those track guys, they're just not, because you're not always running full speed in a straight line like you are in track. It's you're talking about cutting and stopping on a dime and doing all that other type of stuff. Yeah, it's not.
Well, and even like you're not going to catch. We're just going to hand you the football. You know how hard it is to hold on to a football? When you got 11 guys trying to rip that ball out every chance they get, guys are coming and punching and ripping on your arms and shit. I mean, that is like the strength that takes to hold on to a football as well.
And this is the thing I thought about the other day with football also. You also have to learn how to fall. You got to learn how to fall and when to go down. You think about it. You see so many guys trying to fight for extra yard, either get hurt or fumble. That's just like, shit. I'm like, as soon as you hit me, I'm laying down like a cheap tin.
Someone check on Rob. Is he okay? It sounded like someone shot a duck out there.
Hey, I'll be one in my contract. I do not run across the middle.
Yeah, Big Shot Bob's an outside perimeter guy, man. Come on now. We know that. Keep him on the sideline. So here's my question. If you could draft one player out of the NBA that you think could probably have an NFL career, not an exceptional NFL career, but could probably make a roster and start.
And we're talking about in their prime?
Sure. Anybody across the NBA in their prime, who do you think could have an NFL career?
I got 2.
Oh.
Go ahead.
LeBron and Ant-Man.
I also thought Anthony Edwards.
See, I'm going to go a little bit better. I'm going with the Heisman Trophy winner. You forget he was a Heisman Trophy winner and went to the Knicks. Played for Florida State.
My brain is
Charlie Ward.
Oh, Ward.
I'm going with Charlie Ward, and I'm going with Suggs because you forget Jalen Suggs in Orlando. He played football. He was like the number 1 quarterback coming out of high school. So I'm going with guys who actually played on a high level.
God, your intelligence has ruined my game. I don't like this at all. Sucks.
But if you make me pick someone outside of that, you think
I was thinking just in the traditional, I'm a bit like you. I'm a basketball player. That's what I do.
Yeah. I do agree with you on the LeBron one. Everybody's been talking about Ant-Man as athleticism. I wouldn't take Ant-Man. I would go with AI.
Oh,
He played in high school and he was a beast. So those my two, LeBron and hey, and don't forget about Draymond.
Draymond Green, yeah, okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I also think too, I was trying to think of like NBA tough guys that you, and I always thought like Oak. But I don't know, could Oak I don't know. Oak, I feel like, would take a swing at somebody on a football field real quick. He'd be a guy that got, he's out for a week with a broken hand because he punched some guy in the helmet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, dude.
Hey, how about Jimmy Butler?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I think the guys that we chose, at least in the beginning, were guys who we know that have played some form of organized football. Like we've seen LeBron.
Yeah.
I know Ant-Man played football as well. So, I mean, maybe Jimmy could. I don't know if Jimmy ever played football.
I like Draymond. I think Draymond's a pretty good answer, too.
Yeah.
I think Draymond's a pretty good answer.
I know one player you wouldn't pick.
What's that? Oh,
Wemby?
Oh, yeah. I'm not.
Okay, so did you see him trying to oh shit, who was it? He was trying to box out Steven Adams the other night. And Steven Adams literally was just like walking backwards, and Wemby's like trying to push, and Steven Adams like walked and turned around and just and kept going. Like it was like the sheer muscle size difference alone. Just Steven Adams just walked him to the basket. Like he wasn't even pushing.
That's the thing with Wemby. Wemby is going to have to, if he can, he's gonna have to put on a little.
He can't.
Can he not? He can't.
You can put some muscle on. Well, that's
you can't put no muscle on.
How do you bulk up then without getting fat?
You think about that. He's not gonna be the Greek freak. Greek freak put on a lot of fucking muscle, but he's 7'5" or 7. Whatever he's 7'5", 7'3".
7'5", I think.
That's just think about how long. Just think about when he does a freaking like bench press.
Yeah.
His hands are all the way. His hands are all the way at the end.
Yeah, he's beyond the weights and he's holding the ends of the. He's just doing that.
He got to do band work, man. I'm like, jeez, he got to do push-ups. He got to do prison workout.
Yeah, there you go. But I mean, so I guess what's the move? Because is the question's like, okay, so you got to put on weight to build muscle, but how do you do that without getting out of shape?
He's got to eat. He's got to eat
right.
more.
Yeah.
He's got to eat a lot of protein.
Yeah.
And drink all types of milkshakes and everything. It's just when you're that tall and you run that much, it's hard to put on weight.
Yeah.
And
you got to get one of those like Marvel trainers, like those dudes that get those guys in shape for the Marvel movies, like where they get them on a diet and a gym routine and stuff, man.
They said, I know Paolo in college, he was like, he would, because he sweat so much on the floor, he would fluctuate a lot, anywhere between 245 and 260, just because he would sweat so much. It would just fluctuate. And so, speaking of Rob, talking about running up and down the floor, he's going to have to eat a lot because he's going to be up and down the floor just running. He's going to have to eat quite a bit and get some protein shakes and stuff that's going to stick to his bones.
Mm-hmm.
I
got a question from Andy for the show. Rob, have you ever had a teammate check themselves out of the game?
Oh, I know where this is going.
It happened with Anthony Richardson this weekend in the Colts game. Dude was tired. He said he needed to breathe. I asked him about it after the game. Here's what he said.
Man, tired. I ain't gonna lie. That was a lot of running right there, what I did, and I don't think I was gonna be able to go that next play. So I just, just told Sam I just needed a break right there.
I needed a breather, so I took myself out. He walked over as Anthony Richardson wasn't on the field for a late third quarter play. He got up slow. He went to the Colts sideline, tapped himself on the helmet, like, I'm out. Nope, sub me out. And they were like, what are you talking about? Now, he did run for 3 straight plays, though. And the third down scramble was a chunky one. But, bro, what? Like, what? You are conditioned as a professional athlete to be on the field all the way through.
You got like 20. What's the time? What's the length between plays? Like 20 seconds?
Oh, and more than that. The NFL play clock, it's 25 from a dead ball, and I think it's 40 seconds when it's a live ball.
You got enough time to catch your breath, brother. Jeez. But I've actually checked myself out of the game in college.
You checked yourself out of the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was frustrated at Spree and James. Man, fuck this shit. I'm get me out of the game. Fuck this. I'm out. And I sat down and Wimp was like, Rob, what's wrong? Tell me what's wrong. I'm like, these motherfuckers here, what's wrong? He's like, what I got to do to make you play? Run me some fucking plays, man. Shit, I'm not going to be out here fucking playing defense without no fucking plays. And so, my best friend Keith is all that because he was a ball boy. He always talks about this story like, will you please play for me, Rob? Can you please play?
Please, sir.
But the thing is,
please run the basketball.
I've never, ever seen a quarterback check himself out.
No.
That's the
No,
thing.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Never. And I mean, like, look, I get it, dude. But your excuse can never be, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I needed a breather. You've got a whole nother quarter of football to play. What are you going to do when that happens? Every third play, like, hold on, I'm out. Take me out. Get a cup of water.
I also have been in moments where I wouldn't check out. I remember playing for Phil and the Lakers. I can't remember who it was. They elbowed the shit out of me, right? And then he was like, Sub Rob, I was, no, I ain't fucking coming out yet. I'm about to get this motherfucker back. He like, what are you talking about? I said, I ain't fucking coming out right now. I don't remember who it was, but I lit their asses up. And I told him, I said, do that shit again. Do that shit again. And then I said, okay, I can come out now.
Now I'm out. I would wish you remember who that was. I would love to know who that was again.
I can't remember who it was.
You said, no, I'm going to make somebody pay. Hold on 1 minute.
And Phil looked at me like, well, and that's the first time I ever said something to him like that. And he was like, okay, do what you need to do.
Get it off your chest. Don't bring it back to this sideline. That's all I'm saying. The bench over here don't need your shit.
Yeah, because I might throw a towel in somebody's fucking face.
We know that Diva Robert Horry. We know how he goes. All right, question from Matt. It didn't get caught by any official, but it was pretty clear to see when Chris Paul took a swing at Dillon Brooks the other night. There was that little scrum between the Rockets and the Raptors. And Chris Paul's in there, and you could see it pretty clear in the replay. He takes a nice little swipe at Brooks. I don't know if he connects as much. He kind of like grazes him. But Chris Paul kind of came across and just gave him a little whoop and caught him.
I didn't see that.
And Dillon got sideways about it, too. Dillon was pissed. And they broke it up. They got them apart. If you put a Google on it real fast, you should be able to find it. But the question was from Matt. Rob, I feel like this is pretty common in the league, right? People taking random shots and swings at you and hope that no one's looking?
No, it's more so elbows. Guys, when I play, were more tricky with it. You know, like you have that one time where I'm coming down the floor and Charles shoots me an elbow and Dick Bavetta's standing right there. He's like, what happened? I said, why you think I'm on the fucking floor? I'm like, he just elbowed the shit out of me. And you have to go back down like, okay, let's handle this. And, you elbow him back. So, but no, they don't do really swings. If they swing and they fight. It ain't no cheap shots happening here. So, because it was like, it's more of a, I don't want to say a man thing, but it was just more of a, ego thing where guys like, oh, you want some of this? Like for instance, when Kobe and Reggie Miller talk shit to each other all game, he's like, then Kobe and they're like, well, let's meet at the end of the game at half court. And next thing you know, them motherfuckers throwing blows. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I hear about it all the time in football. That when like they get into a pile and a scrum, guys are just punching and grabbing and pinching and just like any little thing they could do to just get a shot in at somebody when no one's looking. You don't get a lot of that in the league?
No.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Google that, by the way. I'm interested to see your reaction to what that looks like when Chris Paul took a swing.
I think I saw it. I mean, Chris Paul got a dirty side.
He's done that a few times in his career, right?
Yeah,
we've seen our share of Chris Paul's. Calling the cops. Was it Chuck calling the cops? Chris Paul's outside.
Yeah, because they were sneaking in like a
going in the back side of the locker room.
The locker room.
Call the police because Chris Paul's outside. So I guess this is another question that came in here. And this was on the heels.
I don't think it was a swing.
Oh, you're fine. You're getting to watch it. Okay.
Yeah, I saw it the other night.
It looked a little suspect though. I couldn't tell if he was trying to break it up or he was trying to kind of.
Yeah.
It looks like he kind of grazes Brooks. But Brooks, here's the thing too, though, and we've talked about this 100 times. Brooks don't know when to shut his mouth.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he want to be
stop.
Draymond.
Yeah. He don't know when to stop. So it's like if there's a scrum and he's up in the middle of it, he's gonna be saying some shit.
Yeah.
And I can see you catching a random, left fist from somebody for running your mouth. I mean, it's all bound to happen with him. Here's the other question that came in was, Rob, do you think the Magic are set for a breakout season? We talked about it a little bit. Paolo hung the first 50-point game since Tracy McGrady did it back in 2004.
I think I really like this team. And in addition of KCP, they became more of a defensive-minded team. Even though they played good defense last year, and I think Suggs is getting a little bit better. You think about Wagner? They pretty damn good team. They're an athletic team. They're just young, and they're going to make some mistakes, but they're good. They're a good team, real good team.
We all pick them on Tuesday to go in the East?
Yeah.
I think we all had them in our top 6. So we all had them as playoff teams.
Yeah.
If that's saying something. And again, where they were the 4 seed or something, or 5 seed last year? 4 or 5 seed. They snuck up.
They were 5 seed, I think.
Yeah, I don't think any of us saw them coming last year. And we were just all like, oh shit, the Magic are in this thing? Because I think they played Cleveland in that series. So, all right, question from Gary. This is the unfair question of the week, Rob. Is Russell Westbrook cooked? According to NBA scouts, he's done. And this is the story. An NBA scout said the Nuggets should cut Russell Westbrook. Quote, they need to cut Russ. He can't shoot. They have no spacing when he's on the court. Teams are literally daring him to shoot and just crowding Jokic in the paint. And when he drives to the rim, he gets so deep and out of position that he can't hit layups. Russ needs to retire. He's not a good player anymore. That's from an NBA scout.
So you didn't know he could shoot. You didn't realize that after every other place he's been at? What am I missing?
I think people are looking at Russ in his prime and going, how come he's not still Russ in his prime? Which is an unfair thing to say, but that's got to be the only reason, right?
I look at Denver, and for me, Denver since they championship, they've taken a lot of people for granted and think it's just a Jokic and Murray show, and that's not the case. And I think circling back to Westbrook, he doesn't fit there. Because Westbrook because if you really think about it, Jokic, LeBron, they do the same thing. They want to handle the rock all the time, make sure that's it. Then you go Kawhi and PG, they want to handle. Russ has been successful when he's able to be the main guy that gets to do whatever he wants with the ball because he gets his rhythm. Russ ain't never been an off-the-ball type guy. Now you can go to Denver where you got to have Murray and Jokic who handles the rock. That's not good basketball for him. He needs to be somewhere where he can be the man. Right now, he can't be sitting over the sideline like, oh, go spot up. He's not a spot up shooter.
But isn't this what he did last year with the Clippers? And found success doing it, at least to a small extent? Fit his role better at least there than he did in previous stops?
Well, you got to understand, even though Denver's system looks chaotic, it's pretty much planned. It's scripted out and how it's going to go. And Westbrook is not a script player. He's the one that should have said, I'm a system instead of Harden,
Yeah. And
so he's the guy who makes the engine go. You get guys just like what would be good for Westbrook? Take his ass to Detroit. Because you can just say, fuck it, let's just run. We got nothing else to do, just run. So
we're shooting from the hip here, man. We got nothing. This is roll it out. All right, last topic, and we'll wrap up shoot around this week. And if you ever have a question, again, we're at Big Shot Bob Pod on X and Instagram and Big Shot Bob Pod at Gmail. Halloween was yesterday. This year's NBA Halloween winner is Angie Treasure, who pulled off a couple's costume with her boyfriend. He was Manu Ginobili, and she went dressed as the bat that he swatted out of the air in the middle of the game.
Wow.
Which I thought was brilliant.
They must have been San Antonio fans.
I had to be, right? I mean, the dude had the Ginobili jersey and the shorts and the whole deal, and she was dressed up like the bat that he swatted out of the air in the middle of the game, which is still one of the most badass things I've seen on an NBA floor.
And then he had to get a tetanus shot.
Did he have to get a tetanus shot? He had to have, right?
Yeah.
Were you there when that happened?
I don't know if I don't remember. I don't think I was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What was did you see any good NBA, any good Halloween costumes this year?
I always watch the players, and I'm a big Talladega Night fan. I think Jared Goff and his wife, when his Ricky Bobby,
Ricky Bobby.
That was cool, but
that's pretty good.
It's just so. LA is a weird place, man, when it comes to Halloween. And what I mean by that is like the women dress up like men, and the men dress up like scandalous dress hoes, and it's just the craziest thing, man. So like, what the hell?
It's also like that year round in LA too, which is kind of wild. So.